Let's talk necromancy, shall we? Now, this video is not scripted. Talking off the top of my head, I will do my best to keep the squirrels in check so we stay on track. Necromancy is the art of working with the dead. That can be any of the dead. Ancestor work is included in that. Now, there are a bunch of different tools out there that go very well with necromantic work. And you'll find that a lot of them, well, a fair few of them, are directly connected to things like cemeteries and funerals. Some of the herbs that are common with necromantic work are mullein, wormwood, mugwort. You have marigold, lavender to a degree, cypress, cedar. There are several others, and I've posted little images of a list on my Facebook group and on my Instagram, so if you haven't followed there, go click those buttons because I upload extras on those things. The cypress and cedar come directly from the cemetery. You'll frequently find cypress and cedar trees planted in cemeteries because of their spiritually protective nature. Those are very powerful within necromantic work. Spanish moss also, mostly because it'll grow in those trees in certain regions of the United States. You also have a few other things. You have graveyard dirt, graveyard dust, corpse water, and coffin nails. Now, graveyard dirt and coffin nails are not as simple to acquire as people like to make you think they are. Graveyard dirt's a lot easier to get. But, that being said, your graveyard dirt needs to come from an older cemetery where they would have still been using wooden coffins, not the newer ones that prevent leakage. And the same thing applies to coffin nails. A coffin nail for a spell in necromancy or anything else that requires a coffin nail, it has to actually come from a coffin, from a wooden coffin, because the new ones don't use them. It cannot just be a rusty nail that you picked up from a store or from your old shed or that you have rusted on purpose. That's not a coffin nail. That is a rusty nail. Now, you can buy brand new coffin nails, but it's not the same thing. It doesn't contain the same energy. Now, in chaos magic, you can use it for its sympathetic magic and its correlation, but it is not the same as what traditionally a coffin nail is used for. Grave dust is another one, and you must, like any of these other items, ask permission before taking it. Graveyard or grave dust is a ground up piece of an old tombstone, because it is spiritually said that if the tombstone over a grave breaks, that spirit is angry, or it's got unfinished business, or it has broken loose from its bonds, and that shattered the headstone. It needs to be already broken. You can't go break it yourself, and you must ask permission before taking anything like that from a cemetery or a graveyard. The older the tombstone, the easier it is to ground up due to age, weathering, etc. You can try your best with a piece of a new one if you come across that and not an old one, but the old ones are a lot easier. These different items are used in necromancy because of their direct connection and correlation with the dead and the ancestors, the passed on, and their energies. That's not to say you can't use something else mixed in with your necromancy work with these things, but these are some of the staples of necromantic work. You've also got your candles, your protection oils, dusts, incenses that you would find in funeral rites. In some paths, that would be frankincense, myrrh, and sandalwood. Those things have correlations with the dead and the passed on, and they would go well with your necromantic work as well. Copal is another one that is frequently burned as an incense and was used in funeral rites. It goes very well with necromantic work. Necromancy is not the art of the raising the dead. I probably should have said that at the beginning, but it is the act of working with the dead, and a large portion of it is divination related. getting answers, getting futures, things of that nature. But also working with them directly in your workings is necromantic work. Ancestor veneration and work is necromantic work. So that is, I feel, a fair bit of basic information involving necromancy and its correlations and the things that go along with it. So if you have questions regarding necromancy, ancestor work, communicating with the passed on, or the things that we use in it, feel free to drop it down in the comments below. And while you're there in that comment section, click that like and subscribe button to help get me out into YouTube's algorithm. This is a new platform for me. We're trucking right along and doing great with it, but I would like to see it do more, because I have seen that conversation and dialogue on YouTube can be a lot less toxic than on some of the other platforms. But as always, thank you for your time, thank you for viewing, and I will see you in the next video.